This does require a little bit of equipment. I left this equipment with marks, so you should have access to it. Grab that, throw it near you, and we can get started by just grabbing a golf club. Real simple movement to get it going. We're going to do a hinge motion. So we're kicking our butt back, letting the club slide down the front of our legs. The nice thing about this motion is it's a hip hinge, so it is the longer version of what you do to set up the golf swing. We're going to do about 2 more, and then we're going to go into some twist and rotation movements. We're going to go dissociated trunk turns, feet, set up posture, get that little bit of hinge. I like the club across my shoulders just as a reference point. And we're going to turn each way just a handful of times. As the shoulders and upper back are moving, the hips should be stiff. Key component of golf is being able to move those things independent of one another. Take a brief break, stand up, wiggle it out if you need to, and now we're going to go to the hip portion. So again, you see the club stays relatively still, shoulders are still, hips are moving. We'll do a few of these each way. This is kind of our mind-muscle connection warm-up. We want to get everything firing in the pattern we're going to use it for the golf swing. After those, we're going to get the muscles firing. So we're going to grab one of our bands. I'm going to grab the other just so I have it. Like I said, you'll have access to this from Mark. You're going to take the band, put your feet through it. You can do this sitting down if it's easier. We're going to quickly just start with some little side steps. You do enough of these, you're going to feel your glutes burn. So we're going to go about the 10 to 15 rep range. By the end of it, I want you to know your glutes are there. They don't have to be on absolute fire, but you should be able to feel that. We use them a lot in the golf swing, so it's important to get them warmed up and active. I'm going to do 3 more each way. And I'm going to grab a longer band for the upper body portion. Good. I'm actually going to keep this on because we're going to use it for another movement. Take the other band, hold it out front, pull apart. If you need to make it easier, you grab farther apart on the band, make it harder, grab closer together. Either way, as you pull apart, you're squeezing your shoulder blades back, opening up your chest. It's going to get your shoulders loose, your upper back, and it does some really important things in the golf swing that we don't necessarily have time to get into now. Hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit of muscle burn. We're going to go back to the side steps. And again, these are relatively simple movements now as we get things warmed up. We're going to get more complex as we go. We'll still be able to knock the whole thing out in about 10 minutes. Again, just copy, do as I do. If you want to do a few more reps, you do a few less reps, that's fine too. We go back up to the arms. This is the last of these real simple movements. More dynamic moving coming. Good. All right. This time we're going to do what's called a step out. So we're in that setup posture. We're going to rotate our foot, step sideways, and then we're going to come back. So now we're starting to put that rotation in. Lead with the left, focus on the left hip. Lead back with the right, focuses on the right hip. Let's do one more. Perfect. You take the band again. Now we're going to go in a diagonal position. Same concept, pulling the band apart, squeezing the shoulder blades back. More demanding on the upper arm than it is the lower arm. Just the nature of the movement in the shoulder position. Switch it. So this is the level 2 warm-up. I've also got a level 1. Level 3 is a custom warm-up. We want to build that to fit the individual golfer. But as far as the generic warm-up, this should still do great to get you moving. Now obviously if you have a big tournament like some of the pros I work with, their warm-up is going to be a lot more specific to them and a little bit longer. Let's do it one more back. Good. And then one more diagonal at the upper body. Usually falls somewhere in this 5 to 10 rep range. You can make it your own. If you feel like you need to do one of these, a few extra reps, a few less reps, that's fine. Good. All right. Now we can ditch the bands. I'm gonna grab a club. I'm gonna do this a lateral step, sink into the leg, twist through. Then I'll come back up. The important thing here is that you get that knee way out there over top of that ankle. Then you turn. You don't want to let your knee stay inside and cave there. Go a few to the other side. Again, make it your own. If you feel like this isn't loosening up well for you and you want to do a hold here, a little more challenging, you can do that. After this, we're going to get back to more of that neuromuscular mind-muscle connection type of movement. All right, set your club down, shake it out, and we'll go to the final portion of our warm-up. Let's start using everything very specific to how we do in the golf swing. 2 repeat movements to start. I'm just going to get the shoulder turned for a few reps. Again, get the brain fire in the way it showed for the golf swing. We'll do the hips again. Again, as the hips are moving here, the shoulders should be relatively still. Should be something you should be able to do. If not, something to get better at. All right, now we're going to get what I call shoulders behind hip turns. So I'm going to go from setup posture. I'm going to go here, get the club back, and I'm going to pump the hips. Because again, this is where we start the hips from in the backswing. So it's something we want to rehearse before we get over the ball. We'll do some to the offside too. Not as many. Add one more. Good. Now we're going to put everything in the proper sequence. Shoulders, hips, hips, shoulders. Shoulders, hips, hips, shoulders. After we get the order down, we're going to add some speed. Now let's just do 2 in the opposite direction. Again, this is like we're swinging backwards, but it doesn't hurt to get everything fired up a little bit. Okay, now some speed. Wind the hips, quick turn back. Wind, quick turn back. Do 2 more. Good. Now, we're going to make it a little more dynamic. We're going to add a step. So I'm going to lift. As soon as the foot hits, twist. Lift, hit, twist. All right, do 2 quick the other way. Perfect. Now, if you felt like any of those didn't quite loosen up enough for you, go ahead and repeat them. From here, you're going to transition into your golf warm-up, so start with some of your half swings and progress however your warm-up goes with the club in your hand and the ball in your hands. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Good luck. Play some great golf.